Cormac Concola, Madam Metsola, to Falter Road, with the Shock line in Nov. I too want to say to you today that we have had benefits from the EU. We also have inherited many, many problems. Mentions have been made of the housing, mentions have been made of the Troika, and the damage that's left behind them. And the really trail of terror that's been blazed by our vulture funds and the banks in this country on ordinary householders, on small business and ordinary people. We also have the situation regarding the Paris Green Deal of 2015. I believe that's outdated at this stage. I believe it's a goal we cannot continue with because it's putting penury and misery on ordinary people. And we see countries like China and India and indeed Germany opening dirty coal mines at the moment. And we're here taking all these measures at the behest. And I'm not against climate change, but I'm saying that we have to revisit this outdated, this vintage. Everybody was afforded privacy. Is the ignorance going to carry on again in front of our guests today?
No.
It's usual. This Parliament is becoming very regressive. People with an alternative view have no place here. And yet the people then who lecture what should go on in other people. I'm entitled to represent my group and my views here. Please, Concola, if that's possible, without sniggers and insults across the floor. It's the disgusting behaviour that's crept in here, and they won't tolerate anything. The situation that we're forced with here as well, in relation to this, to the refugee crisis, Ireland of the 1,000 welcomes, of course, but the problem is the management of that welcome, the management of the inward migration and the undocumented people that have arrived here, and the lack of information and cohesive plan. And we've seen it in towns like Lismore this week, it could be my own town, Care next week, rumour emerges. And I've spoken to both Minister O'Gorman, who's doing his best, I know, and Minister O'Brien, but we need planning. We don't have the hospital services, thanks again to the Troika and the bank collapse. We don't have the teaching capability, we don't have the services in place, and we're feisting people and communities, and it's just with no information and no proper truth and no proper discussion or debate, and that is not a good situation. We want to welcome, we want to be able to, like Hale, as the Concola said, but we want to do it positively and together, and we want to be able to debate it in this House, the policy, which we haven't for the last year. We haven't had a debate. We actually have statements next week here, and thankfully that we have those statements now, and we can have some modicum of debate here. But all is not well in our little country. All is not well here, and Europe has been good to us. We celebrate 50 years, but the policies, again, affecting the sale of portions of Quilta. European rules won't allow them to avail of grants, which they must be re-examined. Policies are too rigid, and for our economy to thrive, for our people to survive and be the vibrant people they are, we need better understanding from Europe for us. Thank you.